Hey there, my name is Adam Brand, and it's an honor to welcome you to M&S Schmalberg. We're a fourth generation family business in New York City that manufactures custom fabric flowers. The company was started in 1916 by my great uncles Morris and Sam Schmalberg. M&S Schmalberg flowers have been worn by a lot of celebrities, including Beyonce, Sarah Jessica Parker, Anne Hathaway, U2 lead singer Bono, Martha Stewart, LeBron James. We've made flowers for Walt Disney. We made flowers for the Radio City Rockettes, for the New York City Ballet. We've been lucky enough to be featured in the New York Times and are a Martha Stewart American Made honoree of 2016. So everything that you see here is made here in our New York City factory. Typically this time of year we open the factory to Factory Friday as partnership with Open House New York and Made in New York City to show everybody what we do. But unfortunately this year is a little different, so we're gonna have to do this virtually. So come on, let me show you how we make flowers in New York City. So everything you're seeing here as we take a walk around is handmade in the studio. We have boxes and boxes of different flowers here, ranging from the gigantic bridal wall in silks and velvets to all the other colors that you're going to see as we continue along. Any of what you see can be made in any fabric, and that's really our specialty. If you see a flower you like, if you're a designer, you could bring me a silk material and I can make it for you. If you're making a dress and you want flowers to match, that's a perfect way to do it. If you're a bride and you're getting married and you want a way to honor a past relative, we've had people bring us their grandmother's wedding dress and different garments from their history that we've used, and we've made flowers for either a bouquet or for a headpiece, or even just giveaways at the wedding. We once had a bride who brought fabric from her dress, and we made a couple hundred flowers that went on everybody's plate. So that everybody got a flower. It had a little label on the back with her name and her husband. Really cool idea. So it all starts back here. You can see a lot of these tools. Many of them have been around for over 100 years. They are just as heavy as they look. We have beautiful daisies like this. Some of them we have in a lot of different sizes, whereas others are a little more unique. So I mentioned that any flower you see can be made in any fabric. The very first thing we do is we get the fabric, we bring it back here to the starching area. We take the fabric, whether it's a roll of silk, an old dress, a scarf, really any material, and we submerge it in a liquid starch, which gives it extra body. We then hang it on the wooden racks you see over there. And the idea is that you want the material to have extra body and take whatever shape you try and give it, but you don't want it to get too stiff, you don't want it to get papery, you don't want to really alter the look of the fabric. So once we leave the starching area, we walk over here to the cutting machine. So we take the material and we make it into layers like this. So this is a silk satin face organza. There's about 10 pieces here. In the old days, I would take a tool like this, I would put it on a layer of fabric and take a rubber hammer, swing really hard, and you would cut out and you would get flower petals. Doing one or two that way is simple enough, but if you're working on a large order, you can imagine that'd be very difficult. As you can see, we have quite a selection of different shapes available. Today what we do, we take the same tools, but we actually saw the stem off. You see this once had the stem, and instead of swinging hammers, we use these clicking machines over here, which is what Alex is working on right now. Alex has actually been with the company almost as long as I've been alive. So he's working on butterflies right now. In addition to the floral shapes, we have butterflies, birds, different geometric shapes. So what he gets right there is a stack of essentially flat cutouts. There's no detail yet, other than whatever detail the material has. So you can see they're completely flat, and this is a really cool fabric. We then take them over to the press over here, and you'll also see the old way and new way with this. In the past, we would take the tools and we'd put them on a heated press like this, and there was a gas stove underneath, and you would put a tool underneath, give it a little pressure, and that would be how you press the petals. Again, doing a couple that way is simple enough, but working on a large production order, you can imagine it's quite a bit of work. Oliver over here is using one of our electric presses. It's the same basic idea, but instead of a gas stove, it has an electric hot plate underneath. It uses the same molds that have been in the family for 100 years. And he's taking these butterflies, and one at a time he's giving the embossing. So you can see they go in flat and they come out with that level of detail. So once we finish cutting the petals, or butterflies, or whatever shape we use, we walk over here and our team takes the different shapes and puts them together to make all the flowers that you see around. So here you can see our ladies are working on a couple different things. You're walking by Elizabeth right now, who's making flowers using a green or a teal silk organza. And Carmen right here is making velvet buds. Actually, she finished making the velvet buds and she's now making velvet roses. So the first thing she did with this was she made the buds here. Once the buds dry, she then takes these larger petals, which you can see she's working on right now, and slides them in the wire using a little bit of glue to make the finished roses like that. So you can see each flower is still made one at a time in our New York City factory. Once the flowers are done, they're on wires like this, and we have some clients, designers, that take them just like that. Other times clients will have us cut the wire and we'll put a pin or a hair clip. We can make custom bouquets. We can make flower crowns. We can put flowers on magnets. We make garlands sometimes where you'll have multiple flowers cascading together to make something really special. We could do pretty much anything you can imagine. So typically this would be the part of the tour where I would invite you to have a look around, maybe shop a little bit, but given this COVID world, that's obviously not really an option. So I have the next best thing to offer. We do sell our flowers online. You can find our website at customfabricflowers.com. There is a store there on the right side, and if you want to purchase flowers, you can use coupon code OHNY1 for Open House New York 1, and you'll get a discount. We appreciate it. It helps support our small business, especially during this crazy time. Our flowers are also on Amazon. If you'd like to work with us on any custom projects, we don't have any minimums. Again, our website is customfabricflowers.com. You can email me directly, adam@customfabricflowers.com. You can call us at 212-244-2090. And I hope next year we can open up the factory and welcome you in person. Thanks for following me around. Be well.